So why do they appear? Gastric acid is continuously secreted into the stomach, and the glandular region, so the region down the bottom, secretes mucus and protects itself. The top part doesn't have any protection from the acid. So the top part of the stomach relies on there being a physical barrier, so high fibre feed, so having the stomach always full, to stop the acid from splashing up and damaging it. So if your stomach's full, the acid just can't physically splash up because there's something there to stop it from splashing. If the stomach's empty, it's very, very easy for the acid to splash up and just basically bathe the top part of the stomach in acid. And it also relies on saliva to buffer and keep the pH close to neutral up in that top part of the stomach. So if you imagine every time your horse is chewing and swallowing all that saliva, it's all running all over the top part of the stomach and buffering it. So when horses are exercised or become stressed with an empty stomach, the acid from the bottom part of the stomach splashes up into the top part. There's a really neat little study they did in the UK or the US, I can't remember where, but they put a tiny little pH meter down the horse's esophagus and sat it right at the top of the stomach. And then they measured the pH at the top of the stomach as the horse went through being saddled up and then going out walking as the race horses walking and trotting and cantering and then galloping. And it was amazing. As soon as they started trotting and cantering, the stomach just got squashed and the pH at the top part of the stomach just went through the floor, became really, really acidic. And even they noticed like they'd have horses saddled up and waiting to go out with these little pH meters down there, and just the tension of them waiting to go out was enough to squash their stomach and move the acid up into the top part. So they don't actually have to be doing anything on an empty stomach and they'll have that acid splashing around up there. So it should never be allowed to splash up there. So this is the stomach, so this is the bit that's protected down the bottom and where all the acid pools. This is the bit that's not protected up the top. So if that's empty and the horse starts running, you literally just get this splash, splash, splash of all the lovely acid that's down the bottom splashing up on the top part.